Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
On YouTube, and we are glad to be here with you today. And it is snowing at my house because this is the only way that I can stay cool. It's 105 here today.
Oh.
And so we are sitting in the snow-covered mountains and pretending. I believe in pretending. It's been a day. It's been a Monday. But I'm here and Jen's here and Jacine might be here. So we'll just welcome you to A Creator-Based Life, the official podcast of CMH Coaching. We empower women of faith to create the lives they love, even on Mondays, even on days when things don't go right and it's 105. We help you create the life that you want, the life that you would choose with the circumstances that you're given. And I'm here with Jen. She is a coach and a Grow Anything gardener and a hypnotherapist. And you guys know me. I'm a master life coach. I'm the author and creator of The Creator-Based Way. And I don't know why my eyes don't look right on this. There we go. Maybe if we put it in the middle, that'll work. But we're here. We showed up, and that's 99% of the work. We showed up and it's a Monday. But I tell you, Jen was up at the crack of dawn and she did not sleep last night. And my contractor is driving me crazy.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
So I'm just working on all of my thoughts. My husband hasn't had a good day either. I had a good day, but it's only because I keep coming back to Heavenly Father and saying, oh, thank you for helping me recognize that I'm going crazy with this thought and help me to reframe this thought and repent and say, I'm sorry. And I'm going to go back because nobody deserves that. And so I've just been practicing all day long. It's just not happening the way I want it to happen. And my inner 5-year-old is unhappy.
Yeah.
Just not happy today. But I have a quote for you. And it's from Rumi. And he says, beautiful days do not come to you. You must walk towards them. And that's the way we do it. We take the dark and the cold and the yucky, and we work with our creator and we transpose it into something that we really do want. Yeah. And the more we practice, the better it gets. So this week, we're talking about the top 10 ways to create a beautiful life. And my first vote is no more Mondays. We'll just take that day out of the week. Okay.
Then Tuesday would become a Monday. So
Oh, but that wouldn't work either.
Wouldn't.
It wouldn't. But we're doing the first one on the list right now. The first one on the list is smile.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing what happens biologically in your body when you choose to smile. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit, Jen? I know you know what happens when we opt in to smile.
When we opt in to smile, or even what's better if we opt in to laugh, it releases chemicals, happy chemicals in the brain. And so it's really good to, if you are trying to change a thought pattern and you're like, okay, so I recognize that this is the one that's not serving me, and this is the one I want, and you repeat that in your mind, laugh or smile, because then
Yes.
it'll help instill it with those chemicals. And so that's what's so wonderful about. And even if you are just maybe not feeling like it, but you make your face smile or you make yourself laugh, your body and your brain know. And so they'll hopefully release more of those.
Yeah, they'll create that chemical. Another way that we can create those feel-good chemicals, I'll put it here, is not drinking things that aren't good for us. So I got to lunchtime and I was pretty frustrated. Things just they weren't going the way I wanted them to go. And I wanted to opt into something to drink that wasn't good for me. And instead I opted to take a Topo Chico, which is the next best step. I mean, obviously water, plain water would be best for me. But this makes me feel like it's a beach day, it's a party day, and it helps me feel better. And what I learned recently is the serotonin that we need for the happy brain chemistry is actually made in our gut.
Mm-hmm.
And that travels up our vagus nerve into our brain. Well, if I'm filling my gut with things that are inflammatory and irritating to it, like what I wanted to choose, then my body will have a much harder time making happy, feel-good chemicals.
But your taste buds are so happy at the moment.
Only for the moment. I can
For
tell
the
you the
moment.
sugar crash after it does
I
not
know.
work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just does not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So number 2, serve someone who has less. My contractor lost a key tool today when he came, and it had to be used today. And if it wasn't used today, then all the things that are supposed to happen for the rest of the week will not happen.
Oh, no.
And that, inner 5-year-old is screaming, this isn't fair, this isn't fair, this isn't fair. But instead, what I decided to do was to text and ask the people that live close to me if they had that tool.
Oh, wonderful.
And they did. And
Okay.
so I became the someone who had less.
Mm-hmm.
And they served me, and my life is better. And I imagine their life is better too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Serving someone who has less. Have you had that experience?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, being the person who has less, we moved up into the mountains. And so there's just some things in the mountain that you just are like, oh, didn't know we needed that, type thing.
Wait, it's 30 minutes to the store to get that?
Exactly.
Whoops.
Or I didn't think we needed a tractor or something like that, those type of things.
Right.
You really don't.
Well, and didn't you just tell me the story about your great neighbor
Oh, yeah.
who, after your driveway was washed out by those torrential rains, just came over? What was it that he had?
He had a tractor with a scoop and everything, and he totally just leveled it out so that we weren't four-wheeling into literally 1.5 foot ruts. And
Wow.
yeah, and he covered up our culvert, our I guess it's a culvert. It's the big steel thing that goes underneath the driveway.
That's a culvert, yeah.
Yeah, and put some big, huge boulders in so we wouldn't drive into the creek, and things like that. And just
Thank you, neighbor. My favorite thing about that story is that he didn't wait for you to ask. He just came over next door.
He texted me and said, I'm not going to be here today, but I'll come over tomorrow and level out your driveway for you. I'm all like,
just like that. Like he just saw it, and yeah.
Yeah.
And imagine the feel good vibes he got from doing that.
Absolutely. And it was so cute because his little son was like, Dad, is this community service? And he's like, absolutely.
That's community service.
It was so cute.
Exactly. And I mean, it was kind of a big deal for him. It probably took him an hour or two.
Oh, yeah, we were out there with him. It took probably about 2 hours.
Yeah. So it was kind of a big time commitment. But comparatively, now that memory is created and just all of the goodness that enriched his life. And who knows what his day was like before he texted you.
I know. He's just such a really good guy, and his wife they're a really good family. And it's funny because they just got chickens. And so when I'm out in the garden, I can hear their chickens, and I'm like, oh, she's laying an egg, or something like that. And I told them, well, what? I will be over there and on them if anything tries to get those chickens. And so they're just
That's right. I got your back.
I've
I
got
got
your
you.
chickens back. It was just really cute. It was such a good way of creating community. And so it was just, I just kept telling them, you're amazing neighbors. Thank you so much. And then
Yeah.
we
Well,
didn't
and you
want
feel
payments,
safer.
nothing.
Yeah, you feel safer in your community. You feel more welcome in your community. When your curtains are open, it feels less
Yeah,
vulnerable just to, have your neighbors. It just feels so comforting.
yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah.
really good. It was
Yeah,
really
just
good.
because somebody reached out. It's
And
just so cool.
honestly, we didn't know how in need we were because we were looking at the backyard, thinking that's what was going to flood.
Hmm.
And then when he texted, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we haven't even looked at the front yard yet. That's what he texted. I was like, holy smokes, Jeremy,
Holy
get out
smokes.
here.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so number 3, stride. And this is something that really works for me I learned this when I was in high school. I was really insecure when I went into my freshman year, and I'm not even sure what happened, but the thought came to me to stand up straight and walk like I was in charge.
Mhm. You're
And
welcome.
so
Yeah.
dropping my shoulders and lifting my heart and striding it out, I felt strong. Like I wasn't an outsider anymore. I felt like I belonged. And that just really got me started. That's a lifelong habit now. So if y'all see me striding, I'm vulnerable. I'm feeling
Yeah. I'm
uncomfortable.
like, if I'm all,
If I'm
I'm
all
like,
I'm all puffed up, my shoulders are down and I'm looking because inside I'm feeling like this.
yeah.
But it really does create, I'm not sure what the chemistry is in the body or how that works, but bringing your shoulders down and your heart up really opens things up. And a stride makes such a difference. A good, long, powerful step. Yeah.
I say
Okay.
that builds like a confidence of belonging. Like I'm here, I belong here. Even if here is just on earth right now, it's like on
Right.
this ground right at this moment. But it's like,
But this is
I
my place.
this
I
is my
claim this
place.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really does. It feels good. And sometimes it takes courage for me to bring my heart forward
Forward.
because my shoulders would rather curve around and feel like I'm protected.
Mhm.
But if I'll do it, I'll bring my heart forward. I always feel better. I might feel a little scared there for a minute, but then I'll feel better. Yeah, it makes a difference. Okay, then let's talk about number 4. Simplify your day with 1, 2, 3s.
What if you can't?
That's okay if you can't, because the deal is you don't do all 10 of these on the same day.
Yeah.
The challenge when we're all done is just a challenge to choose one and do one a day for the whole week and see how you feel. So smiling, you can do when you wake up in the morning. Hello, Jennifer. I love you, right?
It's actually, she said that because of the psychology behind it, the Dr. Shapiro, I can't remember her name. She said, you say, good morning, I love you, and then your name.
Oh, okay. So good morning. I love you, Jennifer.
Yeah, it's like,
And
for some reason, the name on the end is so important. It's like, some type of like, I guess you're calling yourself. I don't know.
yeah. So if you're having a hard week and that's all you can do, that's a win. It's
Mhm.
going to make you smile. And that's your one for the day. Yeah. 1, 2, 3s are kind of a cool thing. And I'm not going to go into them because we really don't want to take up too much of your time with the podcast. But if you hang around long enough, you'll begin to understand. We talk about them in Coach and Clear. We talk about them in U Week. We talk about them in Mastermind, and we talk about them regularly. But if then they're in the blogs too. So if you go explore the blogs, 1, 2, 3s, but simplify your day. That makes a huge difference to creating the life that you want, is to simplify. Yeah. All right. Then there's gratitude. Supercharge your life with gratitude. What if I just don't want to be grateful?
Then that's when you really need to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I had a great morning and then things started to fall apart about 10 o'clock or so, 10 or 11. And by the time it was 2:30, I'm like, I'm just going to call Jen and say, I don't want to do this. You know,
You've been like, okay, well, we don't. We can both sit and just commiserate together.
let's sit miserable. But why would we sit in misery when we could go through this list and actually walk away feeling better with more energy? And gratitude is a really big part of that. Yeah. And service. That was my thing. I really want to help people. We really want to share truth. And so if we can serve, I want to do that. Last, number 7, sweeten your day with laughter. you already brought that up, the power. So what's the difference between just a smile and actually laughing? Do you know?
Well, I know it involves more than just your face. It involves your diaphragm, it involves your lungs. So it's like you're pushing air. And I'm wondering if it doesn't actually help activate the vagus nerve a little bit more. So I'm wondering if that's part of it. I don't know for sure, but I know that if you can sit and
Well, you
laugh,
think your diaphragm's up and down against that vagus nerve, it would be very stimulating, right?
your lungs and everything,
Mhm.
and really just sometimes when you start laughing, you're just like, this is ridiculous. I sound stupid, and then you laugh some more. So it's like,
Do you remember when we did the session with laughter yoga with Sue?
yes, I loved
And
that.
I know, and she warned us before we did the session with laughter yoga that we were going to get sore abs because we were going to have to use our diaphragm so much. But I just remember the practice with her of ha, ha, ha,
Uh,
ha,
ha
ha,
ha
ha.
ha ha ha.
Eventually, you are just really laughing and feeling joy.
Yeah.
I had no idea you could create
There's
that.
so there's something that's got to, as you do that, create, like, the chemical reaction in your body somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask her about that and find
Mhm.
out. Yeah. So she's amazing. Then we have share a little energy with a loved one. Okay, so this weekend, I spent the weekends, part of the reason I'm tired today, spent the weekends with my littles in Salina. My 9 month old, my 3 year old, he'll be 4 next month. He's very much looking forward to his birthday party. The 5 year old who just started school this week, who had all kinds of things to say, and the 9 year old who just wanted some grown up time. And one of the sweetest things, because for me, was to put my hand with my energy on their body with their energy, whether it was rubbing their hair or rubbing their back or just putting the hand on the shoulder. You can really feel there's a definite feeling when you touch another human being and you have that energetic exchange, especially in love or gratitude or comfort of any kind, compassion, all of those things. It's really, really beautiful the way we're designed for that. And so I
Well,
got
we're
lots of hugs
designed
and
for
touches.
connection. As a species, we are designed to connect, whether that is socially or even like physically. We are beings that need group. We are beings that need each other.
Yeah, we need and we need physical touch.
Yes. I mean,
That
like,
that
this is wonderful that we can do all this stuff with the internet, but man, there's something about being in body with somebody and
yeah,
having these conversations, or like, and just being around each other's.
yeah, it's huge. And Jared is really cognizant that we need I can't remember how long it is, but we need a like a 90-second long hug every day
Mhm.
for mental health. I don't remember. I'd have to ask him what it is, but he is very cognizant to come find me
Oh,
and hold me for that length of time. And I'll tell you, after the first 15 seconds, you're like, okay, what are we doing? And then after 30 seconds, you're like, okay, I'm done now. And then about 45 seconds, and I think that's part of the reason he holds it, I just kind of melt. I'm like,
yeah.
ah, I'll just do that. But if somebody will hold you and you hug back and you have that energetic exchange, it's huge,
Mhm.
just huge. If
Mhm.
you can't do a physical energy, you can share any kind of positive energy with somebody,
Yeah.
whether it's a kind word. You were going to say something. What were you
Oh,
going to say?
no, 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 I wasn't actually. Yeah.
Okay. Well, a kind word or what other little energies can you share with
Just a
others?
smile.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as you're walking down the street or something, just a smile. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It is interesting. I love smiling at strangers because they're not, it's the evil
Like,
part of me. Not really sure what you're doing there. Or they'll just be open and respond right back. Hey,
yeah.
how you doing? Or my favorite in the South, God bless, God bless,
Mhm.
I just love it. Yeah, it's great. And then the opposite of number 8, which is share a little energy, is stillness. Yeah. And I know for you, Jen, today, if you were still, you'd probably melt into sleep. Yeah.
Go right to sleep. Yeah. I pass out.
Yeah. You're just really, really tired. But
So I will need stillness tonight at 9 o'clock. That's what'll happen.
yes, you will. You will be stillness night at 9. I wanted stillness at 2:30 when I was so grumpy.
Mhm.
And so what I did was I told Siri that I wanted her to set a timer for 10 minutes. And I closed my eyes and I savored, or at least I tried to savor. I think maybe towards the end of the 10 minutes, I was savoring. At the beginning, I was still mad.
Yeah.
And just, and I don't want to do this. And I'm like kind of self-coaching and parenting myself. No, you sit here and do this. Okay, do this breath. Now do the next breath. But by the end of that few minutes where I was just breathing, I really could savor a breath. And there's really nothing like a good long breath.
Mhm.
But a lot of times it'll take me 8 minutes to get there, especially if my brain's been really busy. I have to let it argue for a little bit. And no, that's okay. We're going to do this, and let it argue some more. And then maybe be a little bit firm, but still loving. And then the next thing I know, my body will just release
Mhm. Mhm.
and the sigh comes, and all of a sudden you're present and it's better. Yeah. And then the last one goes kind of with giggling and laughing and laughter yoga. And that is shake the sillies out.
Yeah.
We used to listen to Raffi all the time when my kids were growing up, and he would sing a song, shake, shake, shake my sillies out, shake, shake, shake. And the kids would shake all over, and he'd wiggle the waggles away just to
Mhm.
get all the sillies out of your system. And you couldn't sing through the song without laughing. It
Yeah.
was just so fun. But the movement of shaking is actually an emotional reset. You want to talk to that?
Um, well, I mean, what I'm thinking right now, it's just sometimes it just feels so good to have a kitchen dance performance. It's the same thing, just move the body. Because sometimes
Yes.
you just have to get the energy flowing, the blood flowing, and get things moving in the body. I think with the shaking, especially if it's rhythmic, it does
Hmm.
a lot with like releasing stuck stuff, especially traumas and things like that, and just getting things moving. I can't give you the particulars because I don't really know,
No,
but
but it really does. I know when I've watched Max, who is, by the way, laying here at my feet
they
because he's
shake
my
the
best buddy.
yeah,
Yeah. And he'll just
yeah.
shake it all off,
Well, I
whatever just happened.
I do know in like the animal kingdom, like if you watch, why can't a gazelle go peacefully eat after they've been running for their lives from the cheetah or the lion? It's because
Right.
they shake they shake and then they reset their nervous system. It's just how they're
Yeah.
wired. So
Well, and
maybe
I've tried that before. I was in a class one time where we were learning, to just understand our bodies and our emotions a little bit better. And they had us stand up and shake all over and stomp our feet while thinking of some experiences that we were still struggling with. And just the stomping my feet while thinking of the experience just brought tears. I mean, it was like from nowhere, something that I had no idea bothered me came up and just released all that stuff. And as I stayed in it, it was 15, 20 seconds maybe with this surge of emotion. And then I was better with it. I was
I'm going
really
to write that
surprised.
down right now.
Oh, it was so helpful. Well, and I know in Coach and Clear, we have talked a lot about stomping. Little kids, I just spent the weekend with May, and May is the most passionate being. She is the little girl with the curl on her forehead, who, when she is good, she is very, very good. And when she is bad, she is horrible. But everything she feels bubbles out of her. And so she stomps her feet. She's a stomper and a door slammer. And we just kind of make ourselves stop that, but we need to be able to physically release when things aren't going the way we want them to, when we've got big emotions.
Well, it goes along the line of what I like to teach people. On it's a reset to your nervous system. It's the heel drops where it's like you want to stomp, you want to drop, and you want to feel the vibration go through your body, and you just keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it until you feel a release or until you have a yawn or something like that. So I mean, like this is actually, I would think, along that same lines. It's like we're trying to.
Yes. And I have a testimony of those heel drops because we've done them in Mastermind. I know you did them with us in one of those times where we dropped, and I'm like, okay, that feels good. And then we dropped. And then the third time we dropped, I felt emotion come up. I'm like, whoa, where's the sad coming from? Okay, well, I'm going to sit with this for a minute.
Yeah,
And it had just been a stressful day, and I needed to let that go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very beneficial. So shake the sillies out, dance, giggle, stomp, do your door a favor, don't slam your door, but whatever physical movement that you need. A dance party is an amazing thing just to release, because if your body's not carrying that extra stuff, life just looks better. It's so much more free. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is all 10. We did all 10. I didn't think we would. I thought we would just do 3 or 4 today, but we did all 10. So remember this. You don't have to be perfect today. I always think there's a but in there. You don't have to be perfect today. Your job is to stay close to the one who can perfect you.
Yes.
And for me, that is my creator. Yeah, you don't have to. The other thing that I love that's in the email today for Monday Morning Inspiration is God is okay with a slow surrender. That just gives me so much peace, because I go fighting and kicking and screaming, but he is okay with a slow surrender. And when we get to surrender, when we can make it through the surrender process, the other side of that surrender is actually limitless. And the world is so big when we are
sometimes when we get to the other side, I'm like, why did I resist this?
Yeah, you get to the other side and you're like, what was the deal?
Exactly.
But you got to be willing. Yeah, you just got to be willing. So let's see. This week, I know they're still doing book club on Wednesday, right? And tonight we have mastermind. And I think it's kind of a quiet week besides that. Did I miss anything? Except for you week.
Well, and Coach and Clear.
Oh yeah, Coach and Clear tomorrow. And that's at 1:30. Mastermind is tonight at 7 Central. And then U Week is coming up in little less than a month. It's the 9th of September. And it's every evening for a week. You're not required to come every evening. You'll probably want to come every evening because it is really fun. But it's from 7:30 Central, I think, to maybe I'm getting it wrong. 7 to 8. I believe it's 7 to 8 Central. It's on Eventbrite. So if you go look it up on Eventbrite, look for an online U Week, and U Week is all one word, and you'll be able to register for it. But it's phenomenal. And you are free to record it if you want to record it while you're watching it. And then you can go back and rewatch and enjoy it. So those principles are really life-changing. So yeah, come have fun with us. Now, the challenge then is one of the 10 every day for a week. And we all smiled and we all laughed and we already shook today. So that's done. So pick one for tomorrow. What do you want to do for tomorrow?
I want to be still tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I think tomorrow will be a good day for stillness.
For stillness, yes. Stillness and self-love, they go together. Just being kind to yourself. So we'll do that. And then next week we can talk about how it went with the top 10. All right.
Good.
Thank you, Jen. We did it. And thank you to all of you who came to listen. And we will see you again next week on the podcast, 3 p.m. Central, right here. Same time, same bad channel. Bye.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on linktree/cmhcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Moment by moment, it's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there